Hi, my name is Bill Shand and I'm a member of Shepherd Drive Baptist Church. I was thinking recently about how this year's Christmas might have many similarities between that of the Christmas that Mary and Joseph encountered, the first Christmas, and the fact that the unplanned and unknown nature of the Christmas that we're all going through. Just picture the scene. If Mary and Joseph have had booking.com, they would have never had a problem when they got to Bethlehem about finding somewhere to stay. Nowadays, do you think Mary would have had the hot tub? You never know. So, and when we think about things like that, it made me think about having a place, because that's what they needed when they got to Bethlehem. They needed a place to go, and it reminded me of somewhere of a time of my life where I needed a place to go, and I'm going to share that with you today. So my upbringing was probably the same as many other children's all over the world. It was pretty shoddy, and at 16 years old I made the decision that I had to get out of my house. My stepfather and I didn't have a great relationship, and I had to do something to get away, but I didn't know what to do. And a friend of mine turned around and said, "Oh, you can come and stay with me and live on my kitchen floor," and that gave me a place to go. So that's what I did. I went and lived on the kitchen floor, and I was there for a while, but I had no job, and at 16 years old I had very little future at that point. Until one day I bumped into a guy that lived around the corner from my parents' house, and I told him about my situation, and I said, "Oh, I need a place to go to work." He was like, "Oh, you can come and work with me." So within a week I was working in a potato factory, and not great work, but it was money, and and that's what was important at the time. A couple of weeks after that, I was chatting to a guy there because I couldn't just stay on my friend's kitchen floor, and I was telling him again I needed a place to go to live permanently. He was like, "Oh, we're renting a room in our house. You can come and stay with me and my mum." And there we were. So all of a sudden, within probably like 2 months, I had 2 places to live and 1 place to work. The places to go were just falling into place. And that went well for about a month or so. But then this was a summer holidays from school. I'd left school with my GCSE exams done, but I wanted to do A-levels, although it just looked like it was so unlikely. So I went to my school and told them I really want to do my A-levels, but I've left home so I can't do them. And they said, "Go and speak to the young lad out there, Hugh, because he's done the same as you have. Have a chat with him." So I went and chatted to this guy who I knew from school. He was a lad that I knew. He was in a couple of my classes. I explained my situation, and he was like, "Yeah, come with me. I'll take you to where I'm living." And we went to a hostel in Peterborough city centre, and within 3 weeks I was in this hostel living with him, paid for by the government, and I was able to do my studies, to do my A-levels. Now at the time, I never put any of that down to God. I never prayed, I never said thank you or anything like that. Although I was aware of God, because from the age of 11 to 13 I'd gone to church on my own after my grandma died, and I'd learned the parables and the stories and the other stuff that 11 to 13-year-olds learn in Sunday school. So I knew about God, and I knew God was there in my life, but although I wasn't a practicing Christian, it wasn't until much later when I came back to faith after the birth of my daughter, and I was asked to write a testimony about how God had been in my life. And I sat and realised that wasn't coincidence. That was God in my life right there. God was giving me a place to go, just the same as God gave Mary and Joseph a place to go. And the best thing is, it is almost like a Christmas present all year round, that God's with us, giving us a place to go, and giving us the help we need whenever we need it. But the best thing is that God's given us a place to go at the end of our time on this world as well. And that's, as a Christian, knowing that there's a place for me to go after this life, is an amazing gift. The gift of Jesus coming to us on earth was amazing, and through that sacrifice of himself, he repaired the relationship we've had with God and allowed us that place to go eventually. So just remember, there's always a place to go, and if you're stuck, then go to God, listen to him, ask him for help, and he'll be there. Merry Christmas everyone. I hope you have a great time, whatever the situation.